Hi, Jurgen.
Hi.
Just in a very general sense, you must be encouraged by obviously the result and the performance and the confidence that can give you from the Leipzig game going into this one on Monday.
Yes, of course. What we have to show now is kind of consistency, obviously, to the consistency in a performance way, in a defending way, and then obviously where we have one foot in the game already. If we can do that, and then if we can build on that, then we have a chance to win a football game, and that's what we obviously what's the target for the next game.
I know you were pleased with the defending in particular the other night, and I know it's only a couple of games for Kabak and Phillips together, but it was another clean sheet too for them now. How encouraging is that, and how much confidence can that give them?
Oh, a lot, but it's about the general defending. It is. So if you, as a center half, if we can pick up the right challenges, if we can pick up the right balls, because the balls are forced or kind of defended already from the players in front of you, then makes it life completely much more easy. And that's how football should be actually. So in the end, you speak about the center half, which is good in a positive way, which is good as well. But it was about the general defending of the day, and that helped the two boys a lot.
And you go to Wolves now. I don't know whether you've got a little bit of sympathy with Nuno Wolves, given the injury, particularly to Raul Jimenez since November, really. And you've got obviously experience of how hard it can be to lose players of that quality in any side.
Absolutely. Anyway, I have a lot of sympathy for what Nuno is doing, because he's doing an incredible job, and this is just a strange year, and you cannot replace one-to-one a player with the quality of Raul Jimenez. So that's clear, but they did quite well. They maybe don't play. They had their struggles, of course, like everybody, not all, but pretty much everybody else as well. And but meanwhile, they look again really settled. It's Wolves again. It's a proper defending side, and that's what we will face.
Super. Carl Markham for a couple, and then to Neil Jones. Carl.
Hi, Jurgen.
Hi, Carl.
Hey. Can you just check the injury front? How's Firmino and anybody else not available or available?
We will see. So Bobby was not with us. That means that that he couldn't play. But now we had a few more days, and yeah, later on I have the medical meeting actually after the press conference. Sorry. So then they will give me more information about that, and we will see. So 2 more days, hopefully.
Everybody else all clear?
Who?
Everybody else is all clear?
Yeah, looks like in a moment.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you about going back to the centre backs? Is this the Kabak Phillips pairing that could serve you to the rest of the season? And if that's the case, are they both playing to sort of show you that they can be a longer term solution for you?
No, there's no test now or whatever. That's not a testing period about long-term future and stuff like this. No, and we will see. I hope they will stay fit. That's I cannot sit here and give no guarantees for these kind of things. I heard nothing different so far, so I think they are still will be available and look good. So and if they're physically ready to go again, which I hope, then why should we change? That's clear. You want to have consistency, and we never had. So if the house that looked really good, and of course it's hopefully they can play a lot of games, if not all of the rest, but. If not, then we have to find solution again. Reece Williams, I don't want to forget him. He's in a good moment. Ben Davies has to adapt. It was always clear. A lot of players came here to Liverpool, and the most famous story is maybe Andy Robertson, and took him half a year in a normal season, where pretty much everything else was kind of settled to settle in. And Ben is a really good player, but he has to get used to all the stuff here as well. And these kind of things, that's how it is. So, but we have now still options, and hopefully it will stay like this.
Just on Ben then, should we not be surprised if we don't see him maybe this season and you build him up for a longer term project?
Oh, I don't make these kind of judgments, really. No, what you are surprised about, I don't know. But no, I will not. I don't tell Ben now. You have just to train until mid of May, and then we see further. No. It will take as long as it takes. But the problem was that it was clear that we will not start with 2 new center halves if we don't have to, because of the situation and the position. It's really important that the boys are in the last line, especially that they are used to each other. And the more games you can play together, the better it is. So, and that's why we always friggle a little bit here and there and try to make it as consistent as possible. But yeah, a lot of things disturb that process, but now it's okay. And no, Ben will play when he will play. So that's how it is.
And as it stands, these will be the final couple of questions in the open from Neil Jones. We've got Richard Tanner and Russell Stoddart from the Sunday Journalist, and that'll be in the embargo section. But Neil, as it stands, conclude potentially the press conference.
Hi, Jürgen, you okay? Want to ask about Jota. Obviously, he's going back to his old club, and he's come back quite successfully into the side. How big a miss was he when he was injured? And can you just give a sort of what he changes in terms of the way that you're able to play with him in the side?
Yeah, it was a big miss. I think the moment when he got injured, he was in a really good moment, which is always then really makes the fact, which is already bad, that a player's injured, even worse. And so what does he bring? His quality. So he can play obviously up front there, all 3 positions, did play all 3 positions for us, and that's already really helpful, and can play that on a really high level. So he makes us stronger, which is really good. And now he's back, and yeah, had to play the first game immediately, 90 minutes, which was definitely not planned, just happened in the game because of other things we had to do. And that was then the reason why he played only 60 in the second game. But he was fine. He felt after the game okay. The next day he was a bit knackered. That's normal. But now he should be fine again. So it's really important that we have him back for plenty of reasons.
Is it easier? I mean, you mentioned there about Ben and Robertson in the past, for example. Is it easier for an attacking player to settle into a team like this? You know, they don't need as long to adapt to that kind of way of playing.
Oh, to find the fit properly, I would say, so like to the maximum extent. That takes time as well. But yes, you can throw a striker, offensive player, because a lot of these things are natural skills and yes, if you want to involve them in all the patterns you have offensively, then it takes a little bit longer. But as long as you accept that will not be the case from the beginning, then you just can play an offensive player earlier. That's true. But for defending is much more work intense. If that word makes any sense, I don't know. But you have to invest more work to make a team defending. So if you want to attack properly, it needs a lot of work as well. But to attack only just to shoot the ball up front and run and follow it and score a goal, that can work from the beginning, obviously. So it always helps if you have time. But yes, Diogo didn't need a lot of time, but Diogo had a little preseason, and then he came in a team which that moment wasn't a quite good moment. That helped, and he had was lucky enough to have a perfect start pretty much. That helps as well. So you cannot compare one situation to the other, but for a defender it usually takes slightly longer.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that concludes the open section. So those who are